and today I decided to come back with a few guests of mine, the guys from the Not So Soft podcast. Introduce yourselves.
My name is Nino Rockwell. Here with me today is Senator Naps.
Yeah. Whoa, what's going on?
And Kino the Great.
Yo.
All right, so we're just gonna hop right into the topics. Yeah, these guys, they're very vocal. They don't have a filter, so if it offends you, click out. Feel free, but check out their link down below. If you want to
still subscribe,
and you can subscribe, but
and hit the like button too. Very important.
Yeah, and we're gonna be on our best behavior today. Naps is usually semi-mature, so we're just gonna follow suit today.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah, let's see how this goes. Let's see how this goes.
Yeah. Okay, so the first thing is, so when somebody mentions the words male ego, what are your first thoughts?
Duh. I feel like every man has an ego. It's just the difference between whether they know they have it and they're conscious of it and they're not. That's the only difference. We all got one.
Here's the best example of male ego. When we go to the grocery store, we got like 20 bags. We're gonna take all 20 bags, no matter how heavy those things are. All at one time.
Nah, I just think that's smart. As far as a male ego is concerned, I just look at it from a different perspective. I think everybody has a male ego. Every male has an ego. Now the problem is, it's what sensitive stuff is going to be used to trigger that ego. So you have some that might not allow road rage to really be their ego, because we've seen videos where people cut off people and they go crazy. Like, I don't know how people lose their life over a parking spot and stuff like that, right?
Drive with Kino.
Listen, man, you disrespected me on the road, yo. Nah, man, can't let that happen.
Yo, this is what happens when you show Kino Boondocks. Now you got other people that get they get triggered over women, even women that aren't even they're exclusive to that woman. It's like, yeah, they may have like 3 girls that they mess with, and a guy tries to talk to one of those girls, and all of a sudden they get butt hurt. Like,
you can't take none of them.
Yeah, you can't take all is mine. Like, I'm all in for all 3. Like, you know what I mean? So,
or the woman wants to go and see what else is out there. All of a sudden he's all in his feelings. Yeah, just in general, yeah. Like I said, like, yeah, man, we just got it. The difference is, yeah, exactly what Naps is saying. What triggers it, and if we're conscious of what's the trigger to it. It can be more than physical when you're catering when for a guy to have his ego stroked the right way. It could be totally more than physical. It could be she's always there, like she's just always there. Or it could even be like she's not there. She gives him the necessary amount of space for his mental sanity, or just the necessary amount of space for him to run off and go do whatever he wants.
She listens to me, all that shit. All that.
Yeah. And the thing I'll add into this is that as much as we're talking about the male ego, the male ego needs to be fulfilled, right? In some way or another. And it's the same thing with women. And we've seen, like, growing up, we've seen, let's take cheating, for example, right? It's always been told that women cheat emotionally, men cheat for physical, right? It's the same type of thing for a male ego, where it still needs to be fulfilled. Like, a woman will cheat emotionally before she actually cheats physically. And to me, I personally think that might be a little bit worse, because that means you're losing your girl a lot longer than if it's with a girl and a guy and you catch him cheating, because you won't know exactly to the level of what that cheating is with the woman and how deep they are emotionally until she's completely stepped out, right? Like, yeah. it's there's differences in both of it, but we all got egos. Women got ego, men got ego. It's just literally knowing where the difference is.
Yeah. When you lose your girl, you lost your girl. Your girl was already gone when she got it to leave. So
it's never an instant thing. It's never like a guy might get and I'm gonna just use this as a joke though, but it's true. It happens all the time. A guy might be with a girl, whatever, and they don't live together, and then the other girl might have a house, and he's about to get kicked out of his. So that means he's over there. Like that made him go to that girl, and that's why she's the wife.
Yeah, he's a homosexual.
A girl and a facts. A homosexual. I appreciate that. I appreciate it.
Shoot from
First
the
shot of the game, man, right there, logo Kino. But then for a woman, you could be dating that woman and living with that woman and not knowing that you lost that woman. Like it's the craziest thing. So
Hashtag facts.
oh my god. Yeah.
Going deeper into the topic of male ego, male pride, it's all pretty much the same thing. So what hurts a man's pride? Like, is it the same thing to your guys' opinion, or is it like something totally different?
I feel like my pride and my ego are two different things. I guess my ego is more so something that's for me. Like, my shit is triggered off simply because if a woman cheats and I was like, if I got 3 girls on the go and one of them cheats, my ego won't let me really care about that girl. It's like, oh, she ran off. Yeah, that's all right. She's not even mine. That's my ego. My pride is hurt though when my guys see me and be like, hey, yo, so and so's out there. My pride is hurt, but my ego's not gonna let me show it in front of them. So I feel like your ego is more so a thing for you. Your pride is what shows you and what gets you fucked up and whatever.
Yeah.
They're kind of connected.
They're
kind of connected. Like your ego. Yeah. Like I mean, I was actually going to disagree, but no, it's actually correct. Like that's thinking from personal experience. Yeah, it's the same things. Like your ego will tell you that you're not hurt. This ain't nothing. And your pride will be the one to like, you can't show this is hurting, even if you are absolutely hurting. And you're like, what the fuck? You can't. Your pride will not. A man's pride will not let him like show weakness. It doesn't matter what he's going through.
I agree with what they said. I think a male ego is you're more likely to see vulnerability from it than a male pride. The male pride is for other people to see that he's that type of person. Like especially if you say like he's a real one. It's that pride that you have to maintain that image of being a real one. Your ego, that's different. Your ego will allow you to flip out over the simplest thing. Your ego will allow you to be like, I ain't trying to go out tonight, like whatever, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
but
a good
like
point, actually. Or your ego will make you do some dumb shit when you're like you're broke as hell, but you're like, fuck it. Somebody else is balling out next to me.
I'm like,
we're
having a bottle fight.
Yeah.
I'm still short for my rent already, but I'm still gonna go out and buy 2 bottles because I know that person over there has 1 bottle, so I wanna let me up him to 2. Let's see what he does.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Or you go try to splurge in that fit, couple kicks and whatnot, and be like, all right, let me look fresh. Dog, where are you going?
You looking fresh and you sleep on a mattress.
Yeah. A lot of people that.
Your outfit costs more than what you sleep and eat. Like that's when you know it's a crazy thing. You know what I mean? Like it's like you can't go out looking fresh and go home and have to blow up your air mattress to go to sleep. Like
that's a fact.
Like,
or
oh, man.
I think more on the pride sense, your girl, you can't afford it, but you're gonna get your girl that Birkin bag, even though you can't afford it.
Or you get her a fake and hope she doesn't notice.
That too. But
get at me.
It still costs a whole lot.
Of Wish or something.
Yeah.
Just tell her it's gonna take about 2 months to arrive. You just know it gotta clear customs.
Yeah, it's the exclusive one. They don't even have this one here, baby. I had to get this from way out. Don't even worry about it.
Yep, it's got
one of a kind, yo.
Those clear custom ones, those are the best ones.
Yo, that thing takes like 2 months to clear customs, and it lasts about a month and a half before it falls apart.
The symbol looks backward like the E and Eminem.
Yep.
The Eminem edition.
Yep.
Slim Shady, mama. Don't worry about it.
Yep.
Yo, we're stupid.
So, wait, do guys actually buy girls purses?
Yes. And you know what the worst part is? That fits exactly into what we're talking about. That's ego and pride as well. Like, we're using the words ego and pride as like negatives, and a lot of times they can be, but also they can be good. Like I have pride in my girl. If she dresses well and she goes out and she's killing them, I want her to continue that. If I'm proud of my girl. So, you know, if you know her fit's great and it's like, oh, but you know these shoes would set it over the top, I might get her the shoes. You know what I'm saying? Or if just for whatever reason, like that is a part of the pride, right? The ego comes in where it's like I get her these shoes and she's like, oh yeah, these are nice, and she never wears the shits, because then it's like I went out of my way to go do something that's not super manly, and you're not even gonna show them off. Like the fuck is that? What am I doing? Like,
Yo, I was prideful going into that store buying it. My ego's hurt when you ask where the receipt is. There's a craziness when it comes to it like that.
That's
like,
a fact, that's a fact,
but
that's a fact.
to go with what Nino said, Nino's right though, because we got the pride and ego works in a negative and a positive way, right? You just have to know how to not let the negative affect you too much, right? But for the positive side, like if you're dating a girl and you see her walking out and you know like that's you know what I mean, like your pride is like I want to be seen with you, and that's the same way she should feel about you, where like you both should be helping each other glow up, you know what I mean? It's not about just one side helping one side. It's supposed to be an equal thing amongst both. So like it's just the struggle that there is in nowadays is that people can't differentiate the negative and the positive when it comes to the pride and ego, and know which one that they should really feed towards compared to the ones that they should avoid. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because pride, especially for men, can be a good thing. It's a great self-motivator. It's a great tool if you actually know how to use it properly.
facts.
Yeah, it goes just to co-sign everything they said. It's true. Everything they said is true.
All right. So you don't think so? Do you guys know anything about like masculine and feminine energy? Do you guys look into that at all?
Like more male ego stuff. Like, yo, I can only speak for me. I can't speak for these two. I don't want to have any sort of feminine energies. I'm sure when you break down what the word means and stuff like that, I'm sure I exhibit a lot of that shit. But I can't. If this was the Not So Soft podcast, the three of us are not sitting around talking about feminine energies. Like it's just not happening. Like that's not what it do. Like
it's because they told me I can't bring it up, man. Like I try to bring it up every week, and they're just like, nah, you gotta shut that down.
Yeah,
you know
we cut that shit out. You know, edit points all day.
Yep.
Nah, but I mean, it's not something. But I mean, I'm sure I have them. I'm not about to sit here and be like, yeah, my feminine side is tied today, or however the fuck you say it. That's not happening.
I think this is gonna tie into a thing on the topic you had, which is toxic masculinity. It's not toxic masculinity, so it's not really something that like men talk about amongst themselves. But I've heard it before. I've heard actually girls tell me that, talk to me about that. I can't remember what the feminine energy is about, but I know it's not a bad thing. It's just because of guys being guys, we're just like, yo, we ain't talking about that shit. What the fuck's wrong with you?
Yeah. At least we're not talking about it like that.
Yeah.
You see how Kino just danced around the topic like Kyrie with the handles right there, man. He's spun around for 24 seconds and didn't even put the shot up. That's crazy.
I'll just pass it off.
But yeah, so yeah, Crystal, please enlighten us. What are these masculine and feminine energies?
From what I researched anyway, so everybody has masculine and feminine, but like you just have to know where you're going to put the energies. So then like feminine energy is connected to like creation, you know, like just even in the arts, like, you know, any artist, then that's feminine energy, and it's not a bad thing. But then like the business side is like masculine energy, you know, like making things happen, like pursuing, like just to sum it up, it's basically like feminine energy is like the egg, and like the sperm is the masculine energy. So then like the masculine energy is constantly pursuing whatever it is, and the feminine energy is like just sitting there and creating.
Okay.
So like, I mean, like I'm not going to get into like that whole topic of like, you know, modern day feminism, but I mean, a lot of women have lost the feminine aspects, the feminine energy, like in a lot of ways. And that's why there aren't that many traditionally feminine women anymore.
Okay.
When I look at that, I look at it more in a thing where it's a lot of women are more looking towards their full independency, right?
Yeah.
And when you look at what the old roles for men and women were, they were completely different, right? It was men go to work, men go to war, men are the protectors, men are the
Providers.
the providers, and women are the nurturers. They take care of the home, they take care of everybody inside the home and all that stuff, right?
Yep.
But as we are now getting to a point where everyone is at the fact where they want to be independent, and independency is not a negative thing, but it can be when you're looking at it in a relationship type way. It can be a little more damaging because one side might feel the other side doesn't need them at all, right? And that goes back to the original topic of like male ego and male pride, because a man that's coming up with that old mentality of I want to be the provider, I want to feel like I'm providing, and then they're not providing, it's damaging.
Yeah.
And that might lead to cheating in two different forms of way, because she's independent, but she's like, he's not providing the way how I want her to provide, and then he's feeling like I can't provide because she won't allow me to provide. So now we're both out there doing our own separate things, but we're together.
Yeah. I wish I had something to add to that. No. Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna be quiet for the rest of the one. I'll let you guys. I'll let you guys do it.
Let the peasants come up with their ideas. I'll let you know if they're right or not. I don't know. Relationships are hard. And they're in. Essentially, that's all they are. They're just either great conversations or lack thereof.
Yeah. It's a matter of how long can you keep a great conversation up?
Yeah.
Eventually dries up, and then what do you do after that?
And when the problems arise, having those, I guess, because of course, as we said before, men and women both have egos. I guess that's just how it is. So it's just putting that aside and having a conversation like, babe, you don't let me provide. I have to be able to provide. But again, also, like I was saying in the very beginning, it also comes to men knowing that that's something that they need, like consciously. I think all men have been, at least it's been ingrained in all of us to be the provider, even if we don't know that's what we need or that's what we're seeking. So when it gets to the point where we're having a conversation, we'll never have that conversation with a woman. Or at least I can only speak for me. I'll never have that conversation with a girl and be like, hey, listen, like I wanna set the rules. I want this to work the way that I want it to work respectfully. Like you can't have, it's a weird conversation to have.
I want to say that I think men innately know that they're supposed to be providing. It's just a matter of can they or will they. I mean, that's a whole different story, but I think innately we have that instinct to, like, it's within us.
To add on to that, I think we do have the instinct. It's just also when we have that instinct, but it's not happening, and the woman calls us out on it. Then it's a wrap. Like,
Yeah.
I think most men would love to be in a position to be able to provide for the whole household, and when they go out and do whatever they do to bring money back, she doesn't have to do anything. But we live in a world where everything costs more, so wanting to split that bill 50-50 all of a sudden comes up, and that's where a lot of the argument starts happening.
Wait, that's an argument?
Oh yeah. You've seen the arguments where women are like,
I have not.
Women are like, yo, listen, like if a man can't provide the whole thing, like that's not a man, that's a roommate,
Yeah, in 2020, no.
But what I'm saying is, you see, but I mean, instinctively, I would love to be able to provide for us, but yeah, you turn around and say 2020. But then you also have women that turn around and go, listen, if I plan on having a kid, I'm out of the workforce for a year plus. The fuck is you gonna do for a whole year? Like, you need to hold us both down for a whole year.
Yeah, but that's where the conversation, and I can actually speak on actual experience with that. I know someone that kind of went through that. Is like, that's a conversation. That's an honest conversation y'all gotta have. And if y'all ain't, bless you.
Bless.
Thank you. That's one.
You got two more.
Yeah, two more. Three.
Two
Oh
more.
yeah. 3 sneezes and like it's coronavirus. You're out of here.
Yeah.
Right.
But sorry, go ahead.
No, we're stupid.
Nah, that's our rule for the not so soft. 3
we're
coughs,
stupid.
3 sneeze. You're
3
out.
coughs, 3 sneezes. Like, yo, it's coronavirus. Put a mask
Yeah,
on.
2 week shutdown.
Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice,
Yeah, yeah.
Beetlejuice.
Exactly. Circle, circle, square.
Circle,
God,
circle,
whatever.
dot, dot.
Yeah, there you go. That's the one. The coolie shot. You gotta get the coolie shot there now.
Oh no.
But yeah, as I was saying, it's a conversation you kind of have to have. Like, it's an honest conversation you have to have, where it's like, listen, are you guys both in a situation where you can kind of bring in a new life, because it is expensive, and I mean it's expensive as it is just living on your own, and then now you're trying to involve someone that's completely dependent on you, and yeah, like you said, for a good little bit, your partner's gonna be out the workforce, so. Are you able to handle this? That's a real conversation that people gotta have, and I think people kind of, well, I mean, obviously, you get into situations, whatever. Can I not so soft this or?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Go for it.
So long story less long, you get into some box, feels great, make a mistake, don't pull out on time, and yeah, 18 years later, you stuck.
Wow.
Hold on.
That's one way of thinking about it.
That's one way of thinking about it, but I just want to add a thing because I don't know if Kino knows how sex works, but the man said you get into some box, you don't pull out, and then 18 years later you're stuck. The baby comes at 9, right? So once that baby comes, you're stuck for 18 years.
For 18
But-
years, sorry, Mom.
See,
I'm thinking the Kanye West song, 18 years. 18
No, but what kills me is Kino immediately stuck his box into a woman that he has no plans on having kids with.
I wasn't sure at the time.
So-
How many times?
You're speaking from a true experience.
From experience. How many times have we not? How many times have we done this?
I don't
Hey,
know.
man,
This
I
is the
was-
first I'm hearing about it. I'm just like everybody else. I'm a listener on here.
I'm sorry,
But,
what's box? I don't understand.
Yeah, can you break that slang down for me? I'm in Calgary. I don't understand. But yeah, no. Getting back to what we were saying. But here's where the problem lies, right? Because this is where you gotta choose who you mess with, right?
I agree. Yeah. Yep.
And not just go raw in everything, because that's where you're gonna have the problem, because you're gonna have 3 issues. You're gonna have
God.
I ain't even gonna look down at Nino's screen. I looked down for a half a second. I ain't looking back down there again. All right, you got
I'll put this on mute real quick.
you got three scenarios. It's either you guys don't have the kid,
Mm-hmm.
you have the kid, and then it's nothing but resentment, or you have the kid and you disappear, and then you get looked at as an asshole, right? Like, these aren't the scenarios that you want to have with somebody that when you're having your child, you know what I mean? Like, and sometimes in a male's head, man, if they reach a certain age and their count isn't at a certain number, they feel like they ain't where they're supposed to be, because they're matching it compared to people that might be in the same group as them. You know what I mean? Sometimes you might be a person in there with like 1 or 2. You've had 1 or 2 women, right? And you're sitting down there in the group and people are talking about like 15, 20. Now you're like, yo, I gotta go catch up, man. Like, I'm slacking out here. Like,
You talking about bodies?
Yeah, body count.
Yeah.
God damn,
yeah.
I thought y'all talking about bank account. I was like, oh shoot.
Nah. Bodies. I'm saying.
I knew what
like,
he was talking about. I'm like,
Yeah.
what? Really?
Yeah. Sometimes when you're in that room and people are talking about it, then you're like, oh man, I gotta catch up. At least put 3 more on. Like, I can't be so far down. And you go and you just mess around and then you get stuck.
God, notes now. Like, oh, that's
Well,
good.
okay. Well, for the record, the notes that we're giving you, this is like some adolescent shit. Like at our current age, that should not be.
It shouldn't be. But
Any grown man thinking that should not be his.
Any
fault.
grown
No.
man.
Any
Grown man. Keyword.
Grown
Yeah,
men.
exactly.
No.
Yeah.
I know some grown men that talk like that too. And at the end of the day, some grown men be lying about their body count.
No, that's not a grown man. That's an older boy. That's not a grown man. You can't.
Boy.
You can't, with this much hair on my face, I can't be lying about my body count. It's over.
No, but
that's
but again, that's that ego shit too. That's that male ego shit right there. It's like, yo, when we get around men,
Yeah.
we have that weird, like, we have to compare, we have to like.
I gotta outdo you, man. You're
Exactly.
you're
Every
at
time,
12.
every time.
Guess what, man?
I'm at 13.
I had 14. I had 14, man. Like I just finished one before I got here. That made it
Exactly.
14. So like,
Exactly.
Yo,
you know what I mean?
I be getting ego on the stupidest shit. I came here as soon as I sat down. I was like, I like Nap's shirt, so I was mad. I was like, you know what? I should have fucking went home. I should have changed. like that, and that's what I'm talking about. Like, it just the ego can be used as a good way or a bad way. If I'm a flat out horrible dresser and I hang out with dudes that are great dressers, it makes me want to be a better dresser.
Yep.
So I mean,
Well, I respect that you like.
but
I respect that you appreciate the shirt.
I do.
That
I actually
is a
do.
flash.
And
I kind of like it.
Yeah, I'm saying.
I just tried to be a plaid guy. You know, living in Calgary, I gotta get closer to the cowboy lifestyle, but I still gotta keep it hip hop. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna get you a cowboy hat for Christmas.
Yeah, I got a few of those. I was gonna wear my Molson Canadian one today, but I was like, I don't know if Chris really wants that look on her page. So you know, I'm just
Durango boots, man.
Whatever's good.
Boots and
Yeah,
everything.
you see how you stunting? Male pride, right there. See, this is what I'm talking about. Like everything that we do as men, that's all we ever do. Like it's ingrained. I shouldn't even say
That's
just
a fact.
men. I think it's ingrained in people in general. It's just it's a
way how
tool
it
that
comes
men
out.
can pull out immediately.
yeah.
Pause.
We use that shit like the debit card.
That is true. That is true.
Over like the same shit. Like you're sick and tired of hearing it. Like you get angry and you're angry over time or something like that because you keep hearing the same thing over and over again. She starts sounding like she's nagging you because it's over and over again. But like you're not giving her any answers. That's why she's repeating herself. Do you guys notice that, or like is it just you do, but you just choose to ignore it?
Yo, I saw this question on the topic. And I swear to you, I started like I skipped over everything else. I was supposed to research something. I was supposed to whatever. I just looked at that when I was like, all right, once this topic comes up, it's gonna be we're gonna have fun. We're gonna have some fun.
Let's do it. Cause
Yeah.
you gave me PTSD just
Right?
shit.
Yeah, I went back to every relationship I was in. I was like, all right.
Yeah. Every single yeah. Yeah.
Well, what makes you guys like answer the question though? That's the thing. Like, I mean,
What makes us not answer the question, or makes us
No.
answer the question?
answer,
I want her to shut up.
and then you'll answer it.
I answer it because I want her to shut up.
That's
Now,
one reason. That's one reason. Yeah.
There's a few different questions and there's a few different stages in a guy's life where he gets to the point where answer the question seems like it makes the most sense. Right now you're looking at Nino Rockwell, the butterfly. Before a couple of years ago, I was still in a cocoon. This is a new me, or at least I think it's a new me every day. And the most important part is as you get older, as you experience more things, you realize like you want to be better, not for anybody else, but you want to be better for yourself. And one of those things is just being a better communicator. Even to this day, I'm still a poor communicator. So in a relationship, when a girl would keep asking me the same question, sometimes I feel like I've already answered it. Like, where are you going? I'm going to go do the podcast. You cannot ask me every Wednesday where I'm going. You can't ask me every Wednesday what time I'll be home. You can't ask me. No, stop asking me that shit. It's every Wednesday I'm going to the podcast. After a while, when it starts to become annoying, I start thinking that there's something else to it. If you ask me every Wednesday where I'm going at 7:30 when it's the podcast time, if you ask me that every Wednesday, now I start to think like there is some insecurity you have. Where do you think I'm going? What do you think I'm doing?
Well, what the hell are you doing?
What am I doing?
No, not you, butterfly. I'm talking about
what is she doing, right?
Yeah, what is she doing? Because if you know that every day around this time I leave the house and I'm gonna come back around the same time and you keep asking me every day, like, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? The same one. Mm-hmm. In my head now, I'm thinking it ain't just about me. You wanting to see if I'm going to go do the podcast. You're trying to see if I'm doing the podcast, if I'm not doing the podcast or doing something else. So you have enough time to do whatever you want to do.
If I got time, you got time. That's always what it is.
Yeah, but with a podcast, then like she would know when she listens to the episode that was recorded that day. So like that's
not necessarily.
But she's listening to it she's listening to it days after it comes out, right? Technically, if you keep asking me if I decide one day that on a Tuesday we're actually going to record, but Wednesday I tell you I'm going to go do the podcast, it still sounds like I went to go do the podcast. You just don't know which day I did the podcast.
Or I go kick it with my homies for 4 hours and the podcast is only 1.5. What were you doing it all that time? Oh, editing, baby. Don't even worry about it. I mean, if you're looking for some bad shit, you will find it. Like, so that just becomes, we're not even talking about the actual subject, but if you're looking for some bad shit, you're going to find it. So it's a conversation that needs to happen. When women ask questions, at least in my experience, if they ask it a certain way, it sounds like an interrogation. It doesn't sound like a question.
Yeah,
women think it sounds like a question. It's not a fucking question. Where are you going dressed like that? That's an interrogation.
Yo, just because 50 Cent's 21 Questions sound was a hit doesn't mean like we want to deal with it all the time. You know what I mean? Like it's a simple thing at times. And I don't mean to cut you off, Butterfly. That's your new nickname.
Yeah, no, I'm playing. That's it. I'm man.
But
Jumping to Rockwell, Butterfly.
You know what? Y'all gotta stop, man. Y'all got some sort
of... shout out for winning the election.
Yeah, I know, man. Salute.
So,
oh God, we're not gonna touch that topic.
No. He's jump off Joe Rockwell. So getting back to the original topic, right? So for me, one of the things that makes me not answer is because I've already answered. And like, I'm one of those people where I try to be as clear as a communicator as possible. So if you ask me a question, I'm clearly answering the question. So now I try to break it down like I'm talking to a child. So you understand every word that's coming out of my mouth. Now, at times that can cause an argument. But the problem here's the thing about me. The reason why I have to do it.
You're heading down a bad road.
No. But here's the reason why I have to do it. Because I have an issue, because the same way how she might get angry because I don't answer her, the same way I get angry that you're asking the same question again. Because if I break it down to you to the simplest of forms, and when I mean talking to a kid, I don't mean like a 6-year-old. I mean like the simplest of forms, right? It's literally so that we both understand. So I give enough time for me to answer your question, for you to ask all your further questions amongst that answer. And if you don't understand something, here's answer, right? But once we get to the third or fourth time and I have to repeat the same thing, that's when I start getting angry. So then I'm like, I don't want to answer.
I'm gonna add something too, and this is just my observation. I don't know if it's actually fact or scientifically proven. I will just say that women sometimes when they ask questions, there's always side questions to it that we're supposed to kind of interpolate and figure out. And like what Naps does is like I'm the same way where I'm like, listen, you ask me a question, I'm gonna answer it. This is it. There's no meeting, none of that shit. It's what it is. Now, if you don't like the answer, like. I mean, there's not many ways I can answer a question. Like if you throw me the same question every time, it's like the answer's not gonna be different. If I'm not lying, the answer's not gonna be different. If I'm lying, it's probably not gonna be different. But that's not here or there.
I'll give you an example. I was having a conversation with this woman the other day, right? And she goes, "So what's your type? What type of women do you like?" And I said, honestly, at this point right now, I'm more about personality traits more than physical traits, because I need to be able to actually have conversation with you. Like you could be the most beautiful woman in the world, but if we can't have a conversation, you're dumb to me and then you're ugly to me. You're unattractive to me. That's how it works, right? And so I asked that. So she went into a line of questioning off of that. I said, perfect, fine. I'm answering all your questions. Cool, right? 2 days later, she goes, so what type of woman do you like? Is it really just intelligent women? Okay, we literally had a 45-minute conversation about this. Like 2 days later,
I got the code. I got the cheat code for you right there. You know what that is? She's asking you because she didn't like your answer. It's not that you didn't answer it correctly. You just didn't give her the answer she wanted. And we're supposed to figure that out. And if you're a guy like Kino who you tell the truth immediately, yeah, that doesn't fly. But she's already invested a certain amount of time in you, so nigga, change your fucking answer.
The problem with Kino is they don't live in New York. So like when the girls in
change
Toronto,
your fucking answer.
Yeah.
Or get these butters. Get these hands, baby.
Or just for Naps' sake, they're probably trying to build a dating profile again.
Yeah.
What?
I mean, a lot of women, all right, the way I see it is, what happens is there's a cardboard cutout. Women decide, and I think men too, people decide what they want is, and that's their cardboard cutout. And then they try to go find somebody who matches up with this cardboard cutout. That shit don't work. What they need to do is they need to build like a frame, right? This is my intolerance from here. This is what I'll stand. This is what I can't stand. You need to bring all that. Then you go and find a person that you find physically attractive and stick them in there. Do they fit? Yeah. All right, work it out. That's it.
Like
or you're gonna be chasing a dream forever. You're not gonna find nothing.
Like a Build-A-Bear.
Yeah.
I never thought of it that way.
Yeah.
That's why we're here. Thank you.
Exactly.
Yeah. And we are not this mature normally. Like this is.
Oh no, I would have got.
Oh, I am.
Different.
No, that's true. Yeah, no, that's true. That's true.
That's a fact.
That's true. I'm just doing my best senator impression, to be honest with you.
I think we all are.
Appreciate you guys.